So I'm here at the Jeju Folk Village Museum to learn a little bit more about Jeju culture, because just from being here for a day I've already realised that Jeju is really fundamentally quite different to the mainland Korea. Not only does it have its own dialects and its own different architectural style, some of the food traditions are different because it's an island. It's got a whole load of fishing culture and island culture as well, but also it's really characterised by the fact that it was formed from a volcano. So it's got a whole load of infertile soil. The people have had struggles of how to get past that, and so there's been a lot of artwork that's come from that. So I'm hoping that by being here I'm going to learn a little bit more about Jeju. So Jeju Island has changed quite a lot in the last 40 years, as you're about to see from what I'm going to show you. In the 1970s, this style of toilet stopped being used and built, and they're no longer used anymore. But this used to be a traditional Jeju toilet and had pigs to deal with the hygiene issues. Until about 40 years ago, Jeju was quite a poor island, and most of the people lived in the type of houses that you can see behind me. And what changed Jeju's fortunes were oranges. The island realised that they could export oranges with the mainland and be able to buy things like rice, grain, and start manufacturing. And so they absolutely changed the fortunes of the entire island based on oranges, because everybody had orange trees, so everybody could make a little bit of money, and things started to change. And what's even more interesting is oranges are still the major export, closely followed now by tourism, because it's a major honeymoon destination, and actually the meetings industry, because it's got the huge ICC which has the duty-free in it. So it's very, very interesting to see that how fundamentally a country or an island can change itself in a short space of time. 40 years is not very long to go from that to brick housing and completely different architecture. So Chando, who you met yesterday, he actually experienced this change because when he was younger, he would have known this type of Jeju. Do you mind just telling me a little bit more about it, Chando?
No, why not?
Okay, go on, tell me.
Okay, actually I remember when I stayed in this kind of house when I was 6 years old one. Actually my grandpa stayed their side, and this kind of kitchen, my mom was cooking that side, that kind of kitchen. And heating system, it was very, very poor. But suddenly changed. My mom built the new houses, and suddenly it changed like the 100 years just jumping up. So it's big changes.
This is what I meant about different art. This is called the Stone Grandpa, and you find them all over Jeju Island. And they were erected to ward away basically any bad spirit and left outside people's houses. So this is another thing that marks Jeju as quite different to the mainland. It's got its own alphabet and its own language dialect. So both of these words mean welcome, and the Jeju one is in blue at the top, and it reads as Hunja Obsa, and the Korean is Asa Sa Sipsia. Both mean welcome, but both different alphabets and different words. It's just completely different language. So that's the Jeju Village Folk Museum, and you definitely have to allow a little bit of time. I have only been here for a couple of hours and I still haven't seen anything. It's quite large. If you want to start to understand Jeju, it's a great place to start because it's quite comprehensive. As you can see, there's a dance and performance going on behind me, traditional Jeju folk dance. So I'm going to leave you and go watch it.